and well-dressed group of 76ers making their way to the locker room earlier on, looking for success on their home court. The sun shining brightly on downtown Philadelphia. That's the setting for our broadcast today. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. A chance here to rank the top rookies in the NBA. The race for the Rookie of the Year. How about these guys? Oh, what a group. Time and time again, he has shown himself to be an impact rookie this season. And as year one winds down for him, guys, he is number 3 on the list.
And he's put himself in prime position to make a run at that Rookie of the Year award as we approach the end of the season.
He's done it by playing with what we call an old head. I mean, his maturity and intelligence belie his years. I mean, this young man has a really strong hoops mind.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. They've got Hield, Plumlee out there with Draymond Green. Then it's Dennis Smith, and it's Bey in at the small forward position. And for Philadelphia, Harris and Embiid together in the middle. Simmons is out there with Shake Milton, and it's Green in at the 3, the small forward. Milton the pass to Harris. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Clark, with last season shortened, maybe some second-year players hitting the rookie wall for the first time here in 2021.
That's a good point. I mean, again, the carryover, you know, people tend to look at this thing in compartments this season, this number of games, but there is carryover. I mean, teams that go through lengthy runs in the playoffs each year and then start up again oftentimes have fatigue battles that other players and teams don't. So that's real, the fatigue that carries over from season to season.
Here's Harris following the score by Dennis Smith, and he gets it to go.
Hey, that's a good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Pass to Smith. Over Harris. Smith finds Green. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the chart.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted. Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, earlier I spoke with Dwayne Casey. We talked about his plan to try and take Tobias Harris out of the equation on offense. Coach told me Harris can attack you in so many ways on offense. The way to counteract that is to give him multiple looks on defense. So we'll rotate a handful of guys on him tonight. We'll see how that plays out. Guys?
Thank you, David. The Pistons shooting their first free throws of the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
He's off on the first.
When he keeps his emotions in check, Green is a fantastic leader on the court. He can run a little hot, but there's no doubting his drive, his willingness to do whatever it takes to win.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Portis, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Maxey comes in for Shake Milton. And George Hill's subbed in for Danny Green. And he's good on the second. A minute 20 left to play here in the first. 76ers moving the ball around. Nice shot by Portis.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Knicks in New York. Hield the pass to Stewart. Hits it from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Passes it to Maxey. Back to Simmons. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
With Simmons, the closer, the better. I mean, he's confident from this area of the floor.
Smith against Hill. Smith dishes to Green. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Now, here is Smith. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York. Defended by Portis. Shot clock at 6. Healed from outside. No good that time. On the wing, Harris. Covered by Heel. Yep, that one goes. Simmons got 8 points.
You know, Simmons has always had a creative offensive portfolio, and he's continuing to improve his jump shooting capabilities, which only enhances that.
And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more in store for you right after this. And chatting earlier with Ben Simmons, he addressed the scrutiny that players have to deal with on a daily basis.
For me, it comes with blocking criticism from people I don't really need to hear from. You know, I don't mind. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone's going to say something, which is fine. But at the same time, I got to worry about, you know, what I need to focus on.
And with social media now, Greg, blocking out the noise has become for these players even harder.
I mean, truth is, people like to criticize others. We should be celebrating what Simmons has accomplished at a very young age.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Bobby Portis out there with Simmons. Then there's Maxey. And it's George Hill. And it's Korkmaz in at the 3 slot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Man, I love this kid's motor. Josh Jackson works hard all the time, but especially in the paint. Really gets after it and able to draw the foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
And how about the defensive impact Embiid has on the floor? He's a great rim protector who can swipe an errant pass every so often.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's just so big. He's mammoth. I mean, he's not only tall and long, he's deep, too. He's a thick guy. So he's an excellent rim protector, discourages inside attempts at a high rate, clogs up the paint. That length is a huge asset. And then his foot movement, his agility for a guy of his size is pretty impressive, too.
Here's Green after Josh Jackson's bucket. It's stolen by Smith. No good that time. And it's Philadelphia the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And boy, did they impress everyone with that comeback they had in the fourth. Just stunned that crowd.
Yeah, they call him Dancing Danny Green, and you can see why. Excellent offensive instincts there.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And team strategies
closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
The 76ers with some changes. Tobias Harris comes in for Portis, and it's Hill in for Korkmaz. Draymond Green, he's checked in for the Pistons. Hield comes in for Smith. Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down.
And Jackson doesn't mind putting on the show with that dunking ability that he's got, soaring through the air to send it down.
Now here is Hill. He had 10 points in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco. Here's Embiid. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Hield outside. Now the pass to Jackson. And Embiid pulls it down. 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's Harris. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the back end.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Now here's Hield. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Philadelphia ahead. They're up by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Draymond. Of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point lead. They're in good position at the half after a second quarter that was dead even in scoring. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, you can see the comfortable atmosphere that these players are playing with on the offensive end. Guys understand their roles, Ernie, and they make it look easy on the offensive floor tonight, shooting a very high percentage and not making any bad decisions.
Shaq, what you think about the Pistons?
Ernie, I love you. I got to be honest. That was an awful first half defensively. Giving up over 60% from the field? Come on, Ernie, wow. They stayed in it. Maybe it'll give them a little extra motivation they need to fix their defense.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
And And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. On the court for the Pistons, they've got Smith. Draymond Green is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Bay in at the small forward. Three-pointer Hield, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Milton. Here's Harris. The shot will not fall. And the Pistons now going the other way. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Pistons trail by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan, and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
We've got 1:23 left in the third. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Joel Embiid with a strong contribution in this one.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Bobby Portis is checked in for Embiid. Maxey comes in for Shake Milton. And it's Hill in for Green. Grant kicks to Hield. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Hield's got 5 now.
And that's not easy, but Hield is an effective scorer who's capable of finishing through that kind of defense.
Simmons. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Pass to Hield. Over Maxey. And that one goes long.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
And Simmons slams it in.
And, you know, this is why Simmons is an all-star caliber player, guys, because he has the ability to dominate games.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. They trail by 7. Passes to Stewart. Here's Okafor. Offensive rebound. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. To the left wing. Inside. Simmons finds Hill.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
Hield outside. Traps in the tray. Hield's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, that's just good basketball there by Grant, moving the ball to the wide open man and getting an assist out of it.
And we've reached the end of the third. 76ers lead by 4. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Tobias Harris. Korkmaz is out there with Hill. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Portis in at the center position. Here's Hield after the made shot from Bobby Portis. Hield right side. Drops in the layup for 2.
A guy like Buddy out-hustles other players on the floor. He gets inside, and there he finishes strong.
Here's Simmons. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Hield can't hit.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And it's good. 2 points. Harris has got the lead up to 8 now for Philadelphia.
Not shying away at all from some contact. Harris takes it to the rim with force.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Changes for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Green comes in for George Hill. And it's Shake Milton in for Korkmaz. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappy. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
You can't give up this kind of positioning, not to a guy like Simmons. I mean, all you're asking for is to get burned if you do.
Hield outside. And Embiid with the block. Harris against Smith. Harris passes to Milton. Back to Harris. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Harris. Harris has got assist number 5 here tonight. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Philadelphia.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shot.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for Philadelphia.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And the strong effort here will convert into what will be their 50th win on the season.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Ben Simmons.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
It's good. And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. They've led by as many as 14 points. Shots good by Simmons.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Here's Hield after Ben Simmons' bucket. And the rejection by Embiid.
You look at this combination of reach and timing, it makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. That's good from Harris.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
And Harris drops them both. Curry deciding where to go with it. Here's Forbes. Missed. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and played with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.